Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? Talk about what happened last night in the Joseph Parker Jr. fight. Scorecards were all over the place. You know, you had one scorecard, what was it, 119, 109 or something like that. Very, scorecards were scattered, man. But I had it a draw, you know, and like I said, man, with Joseph Parker's, he has quite a few fights, man, that's been very tough for me to score when I go and watch his fights. The Huey Fury fight, the Anthony, and I know people to this day, are disagreeing with me about the Anthony Joshua scorecard that I had, but I still think that fight, you know, was tough, and I've done a video on it. But I thought that was a draw. So you got that fight, then the Huey Fury fight. I had that close. I had the Carlos Takam fight close, and I had the Andrew Ruiz fight close. The Dillian White fight was close too. He just in a lot of tough fights. It's been hard for me to score, man. I actually left a post in my community section saying that out of this era of heavyweights, man, Parker has some of the toughest fights for me to score. It's like I almost want to give up trying to score his fights. But it seems as if Parker, man, it's something about even in victory. Now, you know, probably well, Dimitrenko's the exception. But when Parker fights these tall, rangy guys, they just seem to give him problems. He just looked lackluster against those guys, man. The Huey Fury, and you know, even though he beat Razvan Kanjanu, and I understand that they literally fought, they fought damn near 100 rounds, right? Because Parker was preparing, he thought he was preparing for Huey Fury at that time, so he used Razvan as a sparring partner, which he's been using for years. And then, you know, was it like a visa issue with somebody in Huey Fury's team? I remember, I think it was his father, something like that. And then they needed a replacement, and who they replaced him with? Razvan Kanjanu, a guy who he literally was just in camp with. And that's ironic, right? Going to camp and sparring your main sparring partner, and it comes out that he's literally going to be your next fight. So it's like you went for a camp and train against the same guy who you're in camp to fight. It's just crazy scenario. But if you can, stick a jab in Parker's face, use some distance, time up on the inside, he doesn't do well with that style of fighter. He just doesn't. Like I said, even in his victory, even in some of his victories against guys with that type of style, the Huey Fury, Razvan Kanjanu style of fighting, it just gives him problems. Dimitrenko was getting his body ate up, and he didn't seem like he wanted to be in there with Parker, especially in close. So that's why that was like that. But yeah, man, I know a lot of people, didn't think the stuff that Fa was doing was beneficial in the fight. But hey, man, whenever you're sticking and moving, if you look, man, if you land quick, hard 1-2, jabbing right hands, even though if you're not knocking the dude back or busting him up bad, but if you're stunning him and you know what I'm saying, stopping him in his tracks and then tying him up, and he can't fight out of that clinch, although as ugly as it may look to the eye and how you don't want to see that type of action. Hey, man, if the guy on the receiving end of that isn't doing much to uh, get out of the clinch or break through it, then I'm scoring it to the guy that's implementing that game plan, whether it's a game plan I want to see or not. It's kind of like the Klitschko's. I hated the jab and grab. But hey, man, that's not Klitschko's problem to make it comfortable for you to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So but it's heavy, it's just as fight fans, man, we get like that, right? If we don't see a Foreman Loud matchup, the shit was garbage, you know what I mean? But definitely a lot more action could have been done in the fight. I'm not saying it was a perfect fight. And I do think there was spots in the fight where Fa was opening up when he was clinching JP with the offhand. I thought he was doing good work. Obviously, I thought the harder of the two punches were Joseph Parker. He was landing some damn good body shots, man. But and he was trying to fight out the clinch. But that's just a tough thing to do over and over as the fight prolonged for a guy that's 20, 30 pounds heavier than you, a couple inches taller than you, just leaning on you and grabbing you and wrapping you up. That shit can exert a lot of energy. Let me see what up in here. Harold Jones was good, bro. He says bless up from the ATL. Ashton Allman says, is it time for Parker to go to Big Bear, join Tyson Fury at Kronk, or even go to MTK Global? They have a gym like the UFC Performance Center. We have a massive New Zealand population in London. That's up to JP, man. After every type of look, man, I think he's one of those guys. It, man, just very nice. He's just a very nice dude, almost to a fucking fault, man. Like I like when he fights with that dog in him. You know what I mean? Like that just scrappiness where, that type of shit. I don't like the nice guy Joseph Parker, man. I don't like that guy. Outside the ring, of course, but that's a good thing. But he's kind of nice in the ring, man. He just, what I'm saying? But um as far as a change, that's up to JP, man. That's really up to him. To me, it's just more of a mental thing, just for him to be more aggressive. Like I said, I know that style of fighter, like the Huey Fury and the Cajano, guys that fight in that manner that's bigger than him, that can wrap him up and tie him and use distance, like AJ was doing, in rounds in their fight. It's just hard for him to deal with, So it might not depend. It should. I don't think it even really depends on who's in his corner. It's going to be up to JP mentally, in my opinion. Now, is there some guys out there that can teach him some new things, like a Stacey McKinley, some of these old school trainers? Well, of course. But really, man, I think with JP, man, it's gonna come down mentally because he was in shape physically. That 240 is a good weight for him. Um, it's just him mentally, yo. That's what I think, man. Unrivaled Boxing Talk was good, man. He says, am I being unfair to say I have zero interest or faith in Parker at the world level anymore? Bless up. Um, No, I mean, as fans, we can say what we want. It's just with him, man, it's like mental, man. I don't know what it is with Joseph Parker, man. It's like something mentally that makes him not, he kind of saves, I don't know if he's like saving it or he's just not as aggressive as he should be with his tools. But with that type of hand speed and that inside combination punching, you'd think he'd be more relentless. And he was trying to force a fight. I'm not saying he wasn't trying to force a fight. Maybe he could have did a better job of cutting off the ring. Um, you know, he just didn't do a good job of cutting off the ring, man. James Coleman was good, man. Bruce Gold, salute. The undisputed champ says one, and literally because I started to go live probably 20 seconds left in the 12th round, and I was saying before the scorecards were announced, I said, man, I guarantee you these scorecards are gonna be all over the damn place. And lo and behold, I was right. Right from the first score they read, I was like, what? 119, 109? Like, where the hell they get that scorecard from? And some judges, man, and people say, oh, this is the way you score fights is effective aggressiveness and look, man, in my opinion, bro, I think these judges put all that shit to the side. Really, I think they just go off what they like and what they don't like. There are some judges that are historically known for always favoring the aggressive fighter, whether he's landing clean shots or not. If he's aggressive and the other guy was being more defensive and trying to look for counters, I'm going with the aggressive guy. You know what I mean? Barring some knockdowns. But there are judges that are like that. I forget the name of all these three judges, but I know there are judges like that. All right. And I was actually having this discussion with somebody in my community section because I actually were telling them that, the Parker fights are hard for me to score. And in some of his fights, I've gave even rounds. And he was like, no, Mr. Boxing, 10-point must system. You must give somebody. And I get that. But see, that's the beauty of being a fan and judging and being a, commission sanctioned judge and, to where you're forced to give somebody a damn round when in your gut, that, hey, neither of these guys did shit this round. They posture, probed, feinted, and looked at each other. I think it's horrible that that a judge has to force himself to give somebody one of those type of rounds. Or if it's a round where both guys are equally doing as much damage, some shit is even, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's me. I know that's not the 10-point must system rule, but that's me, man. If you're not equally doing anything, I'm not giving it to nobody. Focus Ball, what's good, bro? Y'all go subscribe to my man Focus Ball. MMA Champ Dynasty was good, man. Official AJ Zhang tonight. Good test versus Force. Can't wait for that one. Going to be doing a video for that as well. I appreciate all you all. My man Timothy Thomas was good, man. Just wanted to go live real quick, man. Give a little quick opinion while I was waiting for my food. I'm gonna go live later after the Zhili Zhang fight against Jerry Forrest. Should be an interesting fight. Forrest is a crafty guy that's been in there with Gerald Washington and Carlos Takam, and who else did he fight? Jerry Forrest fight Carlos Takam, a few other guys. You guys know what I'm talking about, all right? Jermaine Franklin, all right. He's only been knocked out against Washington. Got caught with a huge, I think it was a right hand that caught him, but he's a crafty, guy. G-Lee, two-time Olympian. Got the size advantage, reach advantage, so we'll see what happens tonight. But as far as Parker, man, they're talking about Chisora. I'm getting kind of. I'm not gonna lie to you. Chisora is a exciting guy to watch because he brings the fight. But I want to see, some of these guys mix it up with other guys, man. Yes, I said I'm okay with the fight because they have history, and I know that Chisora's gonna bring the fight. But it's getting kind of redundant with these repetitive, seeing Chisora every damn time fight somebody. None against him, man, but I want to see Parker mix it up with some other guys. But if Chisora is the next fight, fine, I'll take it. But I like to see Parker take on Martin and Hunter and some other guys, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's on his UK tour over there, and the only American guys that he's facing and fought are like the journeyman type, the Daniel Marsh, the Jason Bergmans. The exception is Andy Ruiz, but I like to see him mix it up a little bit more. My answer to that would be maybe because he can make more money fighting the UK guys in the UK. I'm not sure, but I'd like to see him mix it up just a little bit more, man, with some of the other guys, man. He's mixed it up with Takum, you know, but it's like he's on his UK tour right now. But anyways, man, it was a competitive, close fight, man. I had it a draw. I wouldn't be mad if you had Parker win. I'm gonna go live later. The Woken one was gonna. Ever think I saw you in a live before? But what's up, man? Listeners, look at the scorecards of Leonard versus Duran one. You'll notice that the majority of the rounds were even on all scorecards. Yeah, that was a tough one to score. All right, y'all. I'm out of here, man. Y'all be good.